Hello, Tracy here, and I have a layout to share. It's called My Favorite Place to Be. This is a picture of my daughter, and we were swimming at my dad's house, which she calls him Papa. My kids call him Papa. So, actually, the full title is going to be Swimming at Papa's House, My Favorite Place to Be. And here I have my papers, and I'm going to slowly but surely trim them a little bit more, unfortunately. I started out too big, and I hate when I do that because it wastes the paper, and that background pink that came in the May Studio Calico kit, so it's most likely a Studio Calico. I don't know, actually. I don't know what they are when they come from the kit. And then the gray polka dot is called Simple Stories Vintage Bliss, and the turquoise paper there on top of the gray polka dot, that is Elle's Studio You and Me Lovely Stripes. And the pink one, I do not know the name of it. It came in the May Studio Calico kit. And then that, where I have that cut out, says Love You to the Stars and Back. That also came from the kit, and I didn't write down what paper that is, but the May Studio Calico kit. Here I am. See, I gotta trim some more. I keep trimming down and trimming down. Again, unfortunately, I ended up wasting paper that way. Okay, here I've decided I'm gonna do some watercolor. And it's so funny because, I mean, you know, us scrapbookers, we know that I did not plan for this. Here I am testing that color. I've never used this particular color, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't too purple because it has a little bit of purple to it. But when I use it on this layout, it definitely comes off pink. And I'm doing a thicker outline. I'm trying that. I've been wanting to. And I really like the way it came out, actually. So I go ahead and do a thicker outline on all of these papers. And anyway, I was going to say that this layout did not come out. Well, I really didn't have any plan, honestly. But I wasn't intending it to be so sparkly. But this watercolor paint has a really beautiful sheen to it. All of the colors do. They're real shiny, and they have like a sparkle to them. Almost an iridescent feel to them too. Some of the colors. Anyway, so it just makes me want to add sparkles. So, and here I am. I just decided I'm going to go for it and do some little designs on the paper. And I really like the way that came out. And again, doing that really made me want to make this more of like a sparkly, blingy layout. I was going to do a lot more layering originally, but here I'm adding a thinner line of silver into my little design. And so just certain directions you can catch the silver. And then here on the outline, I'm just doing it on some, just a little bit. I'm not going all the way around with the silver. And it's a thinner brush. You can't really see it here on the video, but it shows up real nicely. It becomes sort of a highlight, actually, especially on the swirly lines that I made. And here's again another reason why I didn't end up doing layers is because I liked the swirls so much I didn't want to cover them up with anything. So this layout really sort of told me where I was going once I started playing with my paint. Anyway, and here I am. I pulled out the Simple Stories brads. Those are also from the May Studio Calico kit, but I don't end up using them. They're really cute. I love them, and they really do go with this paper beautifully. But again, I'm looking for more of a bling and a sparkle to this layout. And here I'm going to work on the title here, and I'm going to use a lot of different letters and thickers. So I'm going to use those Nicky Rickies. Those are the sparkly blue, and then these Primrose to the left here, the pink with the white line in the middle. I'm going to use those. Here I realized, oh yeah, I wanted that picture to be a perfect square, and I had forgotten to cut it, so I went over and cut it. That, I believe, is the I'm still sort of deciding which thickers do I want to use. And I'm going to use those Amy Tangerine letters to write the word summer, or swimming, excuse me. That's the only flat letters I use in the whole thing, and I did start to regret it a little as I was going along because the rest of the letters are thickers, but once I was done, I just loved it, so I didn't go back and change it. And I do the little words with those little sparkly silver thickers. I do not have the names of these in front of me. And I will list the thickers that I used in my description, because I do not have them in front of me and I use so many different ones. I think about using that parenthesis, but I end up using an asterisk because this I have Swimming at Papa's, and then I have My Favorite Place to Be. And originally I was thinking My Favorite Place to Be was going to be like the subtitle, which it kind of is, but I put the asterisks like it's a subtitle on here, but I like the sound of that, so that's why I titled it that in my description here for in my title of this process video, because I like the sound of that. My Favorite Place to Be. And Papa's, Swimming at Papa's at this age of my daughter's life, oh, absolutely. All of my kids, they love to swim at Papa's house. So that's going to be the title. And I'm going to go ahead and start to put it down. And then I'm not liking using the watercolor. It does make the page curl some, getting it wet. It's just like with the inks too. But because it's all the way around every edge, and because I went with a thicker line, it was really, the paper was coming up, and in this particular layout, the look of it, I wasn't liking that. And then I also have a hard time getting some of the letters to stick down on the painted paper, which I think is odd, but because it's completely dry. But I think it's got a sheen to it, and so it's hard to make stuff stick to it. But it is now. I used the glossy accents, and that did it, and they are solid down on the paper now. And there's those little blue asterisks, like I said. And I realized that tea was coming up. These silver thickers I just got at Marshall's a couple weeks ago, and so they, they're not as sticky on the back. And here I'm, playing around thinking, okay, should I do those brads around? But they just were too thick and clunky for what I was looking for, too weighty around there. So now I got some bling going on. Those colored ones, that whole sheet of all the different colors, I don't remember where I got those. I want to say it was like at Michael's, but I'm not sure. And then I'm using my stars here. Those are Recollection stars from Michael's. And still thinking about those brads. And then I want that Love You to the Stars and Back on here, because the colors they match really well. And of course I love that expression. But I was looking for the place for it, and then I put it there and I loved it. So that is where I'm going to go with it. But then I realized, well, if I'm going to do that, I got to find something for up top. And I pulled out those hearts. Those are pink paisley chipboard hearts that I got in a kit a few months back, actually. And I only have 4 of the smallest stars left of these, which was really a bummer because 5 would have been the perfect number, and that's what I wanted. But sometimes you just got to go with what you have. And here I am playing. Originally I used Skyscraper and then Mr. Huey's, and then I sprayed Heidi Swap Shine in teal on top, but it came out a little too like dirty looking. The black's not quite black enough. So then, which is funny because I would think Skyscraper would be better, but then I pulled out Pinstripe and I did the same, and that looked a lot better. The reason why I did the layer of colors is because those little bling pieces I'm using, the colored ones that are like a teal, they have sort of a shading around them that is darker. It's not quite black. And then on the top, you see more of the teal. So I was trying to match the look of those for continuity in the layout. And then the Love You to Pieces, or Love You to the Stars and Back, those papers also do that coloring. They have a darker background with the words in like a teal. And so I was looking for that. And when I did it with the Pinstripe first and then with the Heidi Swap in the teal, I just loved it. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough stars. That's regrettable. I would like to have more hearts up. Hearts. I think I said stars. But you gotta go with what you have. And then here, that little geotag that came from the May Studio Calico kit, and so did the badge at the bottom, and then the heart punch out from the geotag. So I put it on top of that badge, and then the geotag with the heart, because that's Papa's, to stand for where he is. And that's it. Here's the close-ups. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it.